I really don't know why I did that pose. Greetings and welcome to Crimson Guitars, you fantastic patrons of me. Okay, welcome to... This is where randomly punching your workbench can sometimes really prove to be a bad idea. I just came pretty close to punching that scalpel blade, and this video would have gone a totally different way. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I haven't changed my mind about anything ever. I am not a changeable person in the slightest, except for the fact that I constantly change everything all the time. Still knowing thyself and all that jazz. Okay, we're playing around with what we're doing on YouTube. We're the most recent video that went out had a metric shit ton of jump cuts in it, which will not be happening again, not to that extent. But also, I am going to be adjusting this behind the scenes video, and basically, because I've had a few questions, and so it's all coming together. There will still every now and then be talking to people like Tom and Christopher in that downstairs about various things, but every time I've tried to set one of those videos up this week, people have either been on holiday or too busy, or it's just not interesting. And now, which is fair enough, because they have jobs to do, and it doesn't necessarily involve being on camera. Unlike me, my job is this. My job is that, and it's this. It's making stuff. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, isn't it amazing how things look different when they're on a screen? But anyway, okay, I digress again, yet again. What do you think of my... I'm so happy that finally came. What I am going to do now, from now on, and this is not actually going to change, I guarantee it. The $10 patrons and up, i.e. you guys, are going to now be getting a weekly vlog style video of mine. Basically, what's on the bench on steroids. And I am, as long as I've actually had something, as long as I've been working on something, if I haven't been working on something, it's going to just be a monologue, which luckily isn't the case today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys full in-depth what I'm working on, what I'm thinking, what I'm planning for the next week, and problems I've had and issues and stuff like that. And that's what this video is going to be about. Now, I hope you enjoy it. It is going to be free and dirty, and that sounds dirty. Yeah. I'm just going to grab the camera and we're going to do some talking. How's that sound? Good? Good. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's there we go. Okay. So, what's been happening? I have a chair. I don't often sit down when I'm working. I really don't. Okay, now, you probably saw this guitar on last week's What's on the Bench. And this is the single cut Les Paul style kit. And I needed something different and cool to do, and I decided to go cyberpunk. Now, what we're going to have, what I'm going to have is, well, obviously, I decided to cut it in half. And seriously, the Hegner scroll saw over there, by gum, it's insane. There is a chair there. We had a meeting earlier. Tom sat down. Okay, so, yeah, the scroll saw cut almost perfect straight lines, and only took about, I don't know, 0.5 mil of waste away. And I then hollowed this out. Now, I used a lot of different tools on this. Predominantly, oh, excuse me, there's my lunch. Predominantly curved, here we go, it says these, spoon gouges, super sharp, and a curved gouge. That was absolutely essential. Funnily enough, my favorite gouge at the moment is this one here. So this, let's have a look at that. Can you see? There we go, you can just see there. IOHN green. And this is from the 1750s. And it is currently one of my favorite gouges. I absolutely love it. But anyway, that combination of curved gouges and spoon gouges helped me to completely hollow out this guitar. And really, it was actually insanely fun. I used a Forstner bit to hog out the worst of it by hand, which was a little bit terrifying. But yeah, it kind of worked out. Now, what I'm thinking about next, you can just see here, I've just sketched it in. Let's try and focus on there. I'm going to carve away a chamfer around the corner of every single piece here, just to give it a little bit more 3D. And then I'm going to take some tin foil and I'm going to fill the inside with tin foil and the horizontal parts of those inside bits and see what happens. I am also tempted by this stuff. Focus. Glow in the dark pigment. Somehow. Now, the next stage after that is going to be this gap. And I'm going to have a piece of wood. Yeah, it's going to have a sort of a 3mm veneer part of the way up, leaving a channel once it's all glued. And that channel is going to be filled with a mixture of crushed aluminium and glow-in-the-dark powder and glue. And then we'll see. And yeah, that's predominantly what I'm working on. Now there are other things. There are other guitars. The tripod. You don't often see the tripod. The tripod currently has this descendant on it. And this is my initial experimentations with aluminium as a finish. Let's get that off there so you can see. Now, my plan originally was, well, I wanted to see if I could do one of those aluminium polished ball type things around a guitar. And I failed utterly. And I'm essentially just using it as using the aluminium foil as a silver leaf, really. So that's an experiment in progress, and we'll see how that goes. And the Zebrano guitar as well is kind of in progress. Now this has been quite interesting. Experimentations with resin. That's still a little bit. It needs a little bit more polish than I've currently given it. So I'm going to hit that with 2,000 grit paper probably, or 2,500 grit paper, and we'll see. Do you know what? One of my favourite things of this current week is this drawer here. With the Vintage Tool Shop, what are we? VintageTool.com. I get the first pick of anything that comes in, and I bought a load of tools, and part of it was this collection of micro mesh and diamond paper on sticky backing, and this gentleman who sadly died, I assume. I've got all of his little custom sticks that he's made. for sharpening various carving tools. It's just this. It's a really awesome little collection, and I've already used a number of them to sharpen tools. So that's honestly a bit of a highlight of my week, actually. So there we go. Now, 90-hour build is in progress. I'm not going to show you any of that now because at this stage, the 90-hour video that's just gone live last night or this morning is up to date, so I don't need to show you that. And the place is in a total mess. And that's it. I mean, essentially, this video now is my weekly news, my weekly what I have planned, and I'm going to show you bits and pieces of what I've been working on. And I really sincerely hope that you enjoy this and that you get something out of it. Please let me know in the comments below what you think, what you'd like to see me talk about in the future. I will talk about tools. I will talk about secret projects going on, and just all sorts. Essentially, this is just me talking. This is kind of what Patreon was supposed to be about in the first place. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I really value it, and really appreciate it. Have a fantastic week. Till next time. This camera's heavy. Oh my gosh. Ow. It's Tom. Say bye-bye, everybody.